Subcribe.
Disney Toys here, and today we're gonna make Girl Scout cookies. The first kind I'm gonna make is Caramel Delights, and I'm gonna make a second cookie as well. Stay tuned to find out which one. First things first, let's turn on the oven. Now let's open this up and see what's inside. I love Girl Scout cookies, and with this cookie oven, we can make them all year round. Here's our chocolate chips, our shortbread cookie mix, and our caramel coconut. We're also going to need this pan that came with the oven, and this measuring tool, and the spatula. Other things we'll need is a mixing spoon, a spreading knife, some cups, a Ziploc bag, some olive oil, and of course the instructions. It tells us that the first thing we need to do is oil our pan. I'm just going to pour a little bit of oil on here and then spread it around with a napkin. You can also use cooking spray if you have it. This will make sure that the cookies don't stick to the pan. The next step is to take our shortbread mix and put it in a cup. And we're going to need some water. 5 milliliters of water to be exact. And here's where the mixing spoon comes in. And I know it's looking a little bit dry, but don't be tempted to add any more water. Now that that's done, we're going to be making 6 cookies. All we do is roll it out and then connect it into a ring. It needs to have a hole in the middle, just like the Caramel Delights you buy from the Girl Scouts. That looks pretty good. Here's our first one. And I went ahead and made all the other ones. Time to put our cookies in the oven. Once it's in there, we just push this all the way to the right and leave it for 7 minutes. While that's in the oven, let's go ahead and make our caramel coconut topping. We just pour the mixture into another cup and add 3 milliliters of water this time. And we give it a good mix. This stuff is pretty sticky because of the caramel. It definitely smells like coconut. I think our cookies are done. We just push this back to the left, and we're going to use the back of the spatula to get this out of there. And be careful not to touch it because the pan can be pretty hot. They smell delicious. I just have to transfer them to a plate and then put them in the refrigerator for 5 minutes. Also, I cleaned off this pan so we can start melting our chocolate on it. We just pour our chocolate chips right on top of here. It's gonna take a little bit of time for it to fully melt, but if you mix it around, it'll help it go faster. That's looking pretty good. So for our Caramel Delights, we need to coat the bottom with chocolate. These are smelling really good. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Girl Scout cookie is. We'll just keep coating all of the bottom of the cookies with some chocolate. And when that's done, it's time to add our caramel coconut. This stuff is super sticky. Now that that's all done, we just have to add the final touch, which is the chocolate drizzle on top. I cut off the corner of the Ziploc bag and made my own piping bag, and then I filled it with the extra chocolate. Now we're just gonna drizzle chocolate in a zigzag motion. I love how these are turning out! Here's our caramel delights! And as promised, we're gonna make another cookie. These are chocolate peanut butter cookies. You can't go wrong with both chocolate and peanut butter. Let's go ahead and open this up to see our ingredients. We have our shortbread mix and our chocolate chips. And peanut butter isn't included, so you're gonna need your own. Alright, so same as before, we need to oil up the pan. And again, we'll make our shortbread mix first. We just pour the powder into a cup and add 5 milliliters of water. I'll use a spoon to mix it. So for these cookies, we're gonna do a different shape. All we do is form a ball and then press it down into our pan. One of the shortbread packets makes 6 cookies. It's time for them to go in the oven. And you guys know the drill. We just push this all the way to the right and leave it in there for 7 minutes. And after 7 minutes, we're gonna move this into the cooling chamber and let it cool for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we just push it all the way to the left and get our cookies out. Careful, careful. Woo! They're out safe and they smell delicious. We're going to transfer them onto a plate and then put them in the refrigerator for 5 minutes. Now that our pan's all clean, we can start melting our chocolate. Because these are chocolate peanut butter cookies, we're going to put a dollop of peanut butter on top. Now all we have to do is wait for it to melt together. And mixing it around will help it melt faster. It's starting to get all melty. That's looking good. Now to coat our cookies, we're going to completely cover this with chocolate peanut butter. And then I'm going to transfer it onto wax paper. Here's our first one. And we're going to do the same thing for all the other ones too. I love these chocolate peanut butter cookies. They're one of my favorite Girl Scout cookies. These cookies kind of look like the Thin Mints I made in the first video. If you guys haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. I'll put the link above. And here's our chocolate peanut butter cookies. Well, I had so much fun making all these cookies with you, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see more. Thanks!
Also, if you haven't done so already, be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The links are in the description box below.